the show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith, Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night, 'cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and off to the races we go. It is 7 o'clock on what day?
Hump Day. We finally made it halfway through. Friday's coming. Just hang in there.
I looked this up because you two didn't seem to know what I was talking about when I brought up Peanut. Peanut's house was raided. He was a squirrel that lived in New York. A guy brought in Peanut as he picked him up. His mom got hit by a car. And this guy picks up Peanut, takes him in, takes care of him. And Peanut was a talented squirrel. On Facebook alone, he had 530,000 followers. They did videos with him every day. And this was Peanut right here. That's Peanut the squirrel. That's the guy there.
That wasn't the squirrel I was thinking about.
This guy wore hats. And it was just entertaining. And then the federal government raided his house with a warrant, and they put the little squirrel to death. And why? I don't know. It got on my mind there this morning when I saw a story where it mentioned it. I think it was an overstep. One person, when they raided the guy's house. It's almost like, what was that general that they raided his house in the early morning hours with CNN staying outside, and they go, oh, they just happen to be passing by.
Yeah.
They look for ways sometimes to
they ain't as quick as you are.
Have mercy.
Oh, man, that's terrible.
We're going to get into the election results from last night. We'll also look at Jackson, Mississippi this morning of a few things that went on there overnight. There's going to be a change coming to Jackson. People are sick of that also. Voters are.
There was a slew. What was it, like 12 people who put their name in the hat for mayor of Jackson?
Yeah, but they've
narrowed it
down. They got a Republican now. They have a Democrat, and one of those on June the 3rd.
Yep.
As we'll have our next general election come to the state of Mississippi. Y'all be ready for this. Now, you didn't do so well yesterday. We really want you to wake up and come on out. But
had a
in all
second
fairness,
to show us some new numbers,
but in all fairness, there is never an election I've seen locally to where it's a runoff to where a lot of people turn out. They just
don't even make it to the general. There'll be low numbers on the general election.
Yeah.
But 100% is going to sit there and
that's the way it works.
Yep, about it.
We can't explain it. So we thought we would do that. And I brought this up. Be prepared on Saturday on any form of media, whether it's online like you're watching here, Twitter, Instagram, all of this, even regular network televisions will be covered with the Pope as he is laid to rest. And then, how many days did you tell me after that we start to see where they get together?
It was 15 to 20 days after death that they vote. They go into conclave at the Sistine
And we
Chapel.
wait for the smoke signals to come out.
Yep.
Tuif by sea, tuif.
White smoke means elected. Black smoke means got to redo it.
There you go. So y'all be prepared for that. That's going to be coming the next day. And even The View was putting in there where they were worried that a conservative pope would be put in. Here's my thing. Should the word pope and conservative or any other be together? No.
A pope's got a rule book, same as ours. It's got Bible written across it. And that's what you go by. You want a pope that follows that. You don't want a pope that has his own thoughts, his own agenda. You want a pope that follows the guidelines that was set forth by God himself.
That's my thoughts on that. And
come on.
But I think somewhere down the road I watched all that in the Three Musketeers as a kid there, where that guy had other things on his mind there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do they even exist, the Musketeers? Are they still... Do y'all know these things?
Not the famous movie ones, but I know 3 people you can call a musketeer. Stooges, same thing. You know.
Well, it was the one I'm thinking of in my head. Charlie Sheen was one of the three Musketeers, and I think they stood for what was right. They were kind of like the early Chuck Norrises.
That's right. They just used swords.
Yes, sir, they sure did. And before that was our hero Zorro.
That's
right. That Z on there. Man, I liked him as a kid.
Yeah, I still just don't know how one piece of felt across your eyes would block your identity.
Well, the Lone Ranger seemed to think it was.
Worked for him.
And then he'd show
Superman
up.
just
He'd
had a
show up
pair-
later with the same voice, and they had no clue it was him.
Superman had a pair of clear glasses.
All it took
Couldn't
was
tell
that,
the difference.
that phone booth, and it would just change it there.
Yeah,
But the Lone Ranger,
that was some good stuff.
and he was one of my heroes. It just
Yeah.
stood for what was right.
I'm just wondering who made his outfits. I mean, that was back before spandex.
Well,
Yeah.
I was trying.
Yeah.
Was it Nudie that made all the country star suits? For some reason, that's in my head. I don't know that. What was
You
his-
talking about Superman and his tights?
Yeah, no, not him. I'm talking about
Lone Ranger.
Well, they were kind of tight, but he did have some suits
he
with
was
some.
Superman.
He had
Clayton,
bedazzles on his collar, didn't
Well,
he?
yeah.
I really think it was Nudie, but I could be wrong. It was one of them Hollywood designers there. A Nudie suit. Everybody needs one of those where you stick out like a sore thumb in a crowd. You never know when you'll need one of
Hey,
them.
make you popular.
Open your coat and go high, like Porter did.
Amy says, why am I so famous? I said, because you're the only one that flashed the governor.
I'm not commenting on that. Not near a bit there. Good morning. It's 7:06 as we get our day underway. A little foggy in areas. We want you to be mighty, mighty cautious out there.
Yep.
We've got an accident that happened just a little bit ago on the interstate west of here, mile marker 86, westbound lane, in the median 18-wheeler. We'll show you those pictures of that and where we are. I know Simmons Wrecker is on the scene. They got several trucks there. Left lane is closed as they continue to work on this, and they've been doing this since about 3:30 this morning. It takes a little while to get those removed, right?
It does, and you've got to take care of the load that's in these trucks too. You can't just demolish a load unless it's already tore up, And Simmons, they got enough trucks and trailers that they can pick everything up.
Now all I can hear is Randy
Take it
Travis
off.
yelling, "They're trying to hijack the load."
Yeah, Black Dog.
Black Dog.
Black Dog
That was it.
Was it Randy Travis?
It is Randy Travis, Black Dog, and
Had
Patrick
Meatloaf-
Swayze.
Had
Yeah.
Meatloaf after him, didn't he?
Yep, Meatloaf was the bad guy. Boy, is that not the countryers thing? They're trying to hijack the load. Duh. We'll be right back.
man.
Hey, welcome to Kia Meridian.
We're a family-owned business that's been serving the community for 25 years.
If you're looking for a new Kia, we have them. And if we don't, we'll find it.
No stress, no hassle, just the best deals. And right now we can get rates as low as 0%.
Shop local, get the car you want. And be a part of the Kia Meridian family.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger. Plus, they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. We're well into Wednesday morning. On the way, we'll talk about Run for the Wall. That's up and coming. But first, let's talk about Jackson, Mississippi. And I have never, and I promise you, never been able to speak this guy's, pronounce his name since he got elected. He's been there, 8 years in Jackson?
I think so.
A lot of charges, and again, I'll say you're innocent until proven guilty in a court of law, but there sure is a lot of charges against bribery, things of that nature. We'll wait to see what happens with that in federal court. Again, they're all accusations until proven in a court of law. But John Horn has, how do you pronounce this guy's name?
Lumbumba.
Yes,
Something like
say that first name. Go ahead, jump right on out there, Odie.
We'll say C.A. Lumbumba.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how to say it.
I can't.
I don't want to mess it up.
But he has been the mayor of Jackson for quite some time, and 75% of Democrats voted against the current mayor. 18,493 came in for John Horn, and only 6,200 voted for the current mayor of Jackson, Mississippi. Now, that's on the Democrat side.
Sounds like they want a change.
They do. They want a big change. As we go to the other side, Republican, boy, they really don't stand a chance. I looked at the number of votes.
Wow. Well, I think you got to look at when it comes to an election. A lot of people don't vote necessarily party lines when they don't care exactly what goes on that side. I think your reason you had 75% voting against La Bomba is because people wanted to make sure that he was not a viable choice.
Well, I think my point is there's a lot more Democrats in Jackson, Mississippi than there are Republicans as I look at the numbers.
Yeah, but I think you had a lot of Republicans that voted on the Democrat side.
Kenny G got 99 votes, and Wilford Bill got 57 votes, which puts Kenny G at 63%. Wow. And then he will now face John Horn, the Democrat over there. But I'm just saying the balance, and as we all know, there's been a lot of change. People that didn't feel safe in Jackson, Mississippi, much like Meridian, to where the population of Meridian dropped from a high of 53,000 to where we're somewhere around 32 to 34,000 now. It was what we call the flight of the city. You pay more taxes, and you didn't feel that you were getting out in Northeast District there, Eagle Point. Those folks there don't feel like they're getting represented, and I understand.
I think there's a court case now, isn't it, where they're trying to get out of the city. You know, all I can remember is the current mayor going, you ain't getting out. I remember him saying that to someone. There was a meeting downtown that I went to but let's be honest about this. Folks on Highway 39, there along where the soccer complex is, northward there, and it was all taken in because you have bigger homes and they wanted your tax dollars. That's why they got you. And what'd they give you? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, you know I'm right. That's,
It was misrepresentation for the last, how many years have it been? 10 years? I feel for you folks. You pay more and you got nothing. Imagine that. Something needs to be done, but Meridian will fight that because they want those tax dollars. It's plain and simple. That's what it all amounts to. Let's talk about Meridian and the election last night as we awaited there of I saw the security carry up the votes there. I was behind them there. I took a picture of it. I got that in case we ever needed it there. As the votes went upstairs.
They was protected.
They were very well protected as we watched this go in.
It didn't take many boxes, did it?
No, it did not. As a matter of fact, as we go into the city, it was only 2 boxes. As Joseph Norwood, this is Ward 3, lost at 160 to 332 against Tracy Tims. So that's how that came about.
Less than 500 people.
Yes, sir.
Went and voiced an opinion.
Now, Henson will go up against, and this will be the general election now. Beverly is running as an independent in this, and she will now face Tims. We'll see what becomes of that. And again, that wasn't a lot of people. Here's the bad part that I can't tell you is, and I ought to be ashamed, is to know how many voters are in that district.
Well, I was just
should
thinking
know that.
And
because there's a couple of them that's got more people than Philadelphia in it. It's several wards that are
5.
Oh yeah.
I'd say closer to, and you got to look at how many people can vote. I'd say there's at least a couple thousand.
Oh, so, yeah, I think it's more than that.
I'd say 5,000 in that area, but that's kids and everybody. So how many? $2,000 out of.
And somebody knows the exact numbers. They have those. And again, I ought to apologize for I jumped off into that knowing that. Ooh.
But still, only 500 people. Man.
They say this is ticking, 10 years, still have septic tanks, no city. I see that.
Closer to 15 now.
Time is a-flying for our folks out there that have been incorporated and didn't get anything. House District runoff yesterday. And as we mentioned, I did in that first hour there, Meehan, 0 of you cared to go out and vote yesterday. as we pull up the numbers, and here's the post that we made as we got those. House District 82 runoff. Greg Elliot wins at 724 and 384. Now, these are the unofficial numbers. 1 or 2 votes could change as we get in, but there's no absentee ballots or affidavits that's going to change this. So that is your official winner. The final number could be adjusted a little bit, but as we got that. So Greg Elliot will head off to the House District 82 as your representative now. He'll be sworn in pretty immediately, I think.
If they're in a special election, and I'm not 100%, I need to find out, and I should have asked last night. But if they're in a special session, then he goes to work today.
I think you're right.
Because this was a fill-in. So you don't wait to go to work the next term. You start immediately because that spot is open for our area, and we're minus coverage. So, Greg, if you're headed that way, be careful. But he should start work today. And like Lynn said, the annex area did get a fire station and police response, but just no water and sewer that's come out there.
I could say more, but I won't. There is a firehouse. Let me sip some coffee. Ain't near one of you know that I ain't.
Is there enough sugar in there?
Everybody knows I'm telling the truth on that. Somebody said, "What is that? Is that a police car? What do they look like? What are they doing over here?" That's what happened last time they saw one. Ooh, boy, oh boy. We've got a special guest in with us this morning.
Talking about police, you know.
Yeah, he used to be. Did you ever get to cruise that area when you were a police officer?
Which area was that?
Up around northeast area. Eagle Point.
All the time?
All the time. He was there. On the scene. And somebody did ask me, and I don't know the answer. Was it Jimmy? Was he the mayor when that was annexed?
Jimmy wasn't.
I don't think it was Jimmy. I think it was after Jimmy.
Was it?
It may have been.
It wasn't Sherry
Berry?
Was it Sherry? I don't remember.
It was either Sherry or right before her. It could have been Smith.
Which would have been Kemp.
Smith or, no, you had Smith before Kemp.
Yeah, maybe it was Jimmy Smith.
Yeah.
I mean, not Jimmy, but John Robert.
John Robert.
Yeah. I don't think John Robert did it. I think John Robert did Highway 80.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember though.
I can't either.
Y'all look out in Bailey. They after you. There's right, 2 houses over there. They want you.
John Robert Smith.
John Robert Smith.
Okay.
Yeah, that went over like a. I won't say the rest of that. It didn't. It just didn't go over well.
You know, Kemp wanted to turn Salwashi into the boardwalk and have those boats that went up and down.
Probably a good idea. So we need something down there. Any business would do great there.
That'd be like San Antonio.
Yeah, it would be.
Got the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's something else.
It would have been real nice to see all that.
Y'all think back on that. There's a lot of things that could be done.
Absolutely. Instead of it just running through.
But we got that great tax there. It goes down to the max.
Well, I mean, they built that up there after that cave in there, that sinkhole that happened.
Yeah, the eye hole.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Then they were going, ain't our fault.
Sat there going, oh boy.
Better check your own insurance.
Yeah, insurance said, ain't my fault.
Yeah, that's right.
Who was that stopped me, tried to argue with me that worked for the city, said that wasn't a sinkhole? Oh, I don't know. 18 cars in a hole, they got sucked up. I kind of tend to think it's a sinkhole. I was going to get schooled on the street.
And they call it that at the National Corvette Museum.
Yeah, they sure did. Happened there, didn't it?
Happened all those cars
right inside the middle of the building.
Yeah.
One of the things that does happen in Meridian every year, thanks to folks like you, volunteers that get out, is the folks that come through the Run for the Walls are running for Washington, D.C. And believe it or not, that time has come once again, Kirk.
Yes, sir, it has. They started out in Ontario, California, and they're going to be headed this way. They're going to be arriving May 19th. And I'll be leading them in. Me and another young man on police motorcycles. We'll be bringing them in from Tallulah, Louisiana, is where we're going to meet up with them. And we're going to bring them in. They're going to make a stop there in Jackson with the, I can't remember the name, the Wahhabi Shriners.
Yep.
Yeah, man, they're going to be feeding them lunch, and then from there, they'll stop off in Morton, get some fuel, and then from there, they'll come on in here. Hopefully, this year, they're going to be able to stop again at the VA cemetery. Well, it's not the VA, it's the Veteran Cemetery.
They're in Newton?
And lay a wreath there, and there'll be an advance party. It's not going to be everybody. And then from there, they'll come here. That advance party will come here to the Doughboy Monument, and so there'll be a small wreath laying ceremony there. And then from there, they'll rejoin the group there at the Ag Center, and hopefully we'll get a lot of people out there to welcome these folks in. And I'd love to see them on the bridges.
Yep.
Let me tell you something else. It is really something else to be riding in the motorcycle group there. And we're looking to look at 300 to 400 motorcycles this year. So it's going to be something. And, you know, to see them all just lined up in twos, column of twos there is just amazing. I can't
really
imagine riding from California to D.C. in a column of twos. You know, because you start out slow and you get up to how fast everyone's going to get from point A to point B, and then you got to slow back down again, and you know, to get inside, and then start back over again. Each time that happens, just the propensity for an accident is just unreal, and the fact that they make it is just even more unreal. I've been fortunate enough. I've gone 3 times to D.C. watching this happen. The last time, in fact, that Trump was in office, there was 1 million motorcycles that showed up from across the country.
What are we expecting this year nationwide?
I don't think it's going to be close to that many. There's been a lot of things that have changed since then, and from different administrations that have been in there since Trump's last time. And Trump wanted it to happen, as opposed to this last regime that was in there. They didn't want it to happen. And so they've shut off a lot of stuff, and I don't know if anything can be done to make the change this year to get it back to the glory days of the Run for the Wall. I call it that because when you get 1 million motorcycles, that's a statement.
You got that right. That's almost like all the Amish showing up in horse and buggy to vote, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and it's just, to me, it's unreal that they are limiting the amount of motorcyclists allowed to come in now. Now, don't get me wrong. I get it. For a whole day, you got all these motorcyclists basically have the run for the city there. But the fact of the matter is, it's one day.
It is. It's one day.
Every one of those folks paid to be in a hotel, paid to be in a motel, paid to be in other places that they could stop. They paid for food. They got in, you know, all the restaurants. You figured that they stopped at because they didn't get food like they do here in Meridian. Here in Meridian, the Veterans Appreciation Committee of Meridian, we host the Run for the Wall. And we do more than that. We feed them a full home-style meal cooked. And when they get there, and we serve it to them. They don't have to do anything. We take their clothing and we clean their clothing. That's something that they don't get all the way around. And so Meridian is the stop of the southern route that they look forward to, and that's day 6.
And as we talked about prices, those that are named on the wall pay the ultimate sacrifice and payment for them to be there. We'll be right back.
J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome
Look at
back.
here.
I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, and someone had asked about the race for Dustin Hill. He wasn't in that yesterday. That will be the general election of when you will see his name next on the ballot. It should be, we're hoping for a lot larger turnout when it comes to that.
We hope to come out and pay respect and to the ones who served this country, not just for the run for the wall, but the ones who paid the ultimate price for each and every one of y'all to go out and make your voice heard at a vote. Show that their death didn't go unrecognized and make your voice heard.
Cleanup could still be going on this. I hadn't heard an update in a little bit, but this was mile marker 86, westbound I-20 here. Take a look at this. This truck right off in the median there. Whoop. A tree or two got up amongst it.
Knocked his nose off.
It sure did.
Well,
Not sure what was in the trailer here, but it took some cleanup right there.
Well, you see what they done just up the road here. The 18-wheeler hit that truck.
Oh, well, we've got that.
That tore that one up.
Man.
Matter of fact, we'll go to that. We'll go there now. This is the accident that happened at Sebastopol.
Yeah, that's the one.
Miraculously, this man walked away basically without a scratch.
Good Lord.
The truck cut in half. Look at that.
Man, that was a
That's
hit.
a 3500 series vehicle right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And as you'll look at this, I mean, look. And I'm assuming this was a piggyback is what that was.
Right.
It had to have been.
Separated that second trailer.
Yeah.
Had to have been.
And as we look at this, roads were wet. Now, I've got a video here that shows it. This is coming up on it. This is before law enforcement got there.
So that's pretty much where the condition when this
at
happened.
the moment. Yeah.
And then you start seeing it here. And it just gives you a bird's eye view, and look at that. And again, a miracle to walk away from anything like that.
Absolutely.
Highway 21 was shut down for a long time yesterday as emergency workers worked to clear all this up. A lot of hard work went on behind the scenes. I don't know what the truck was carrying, but I don't know anything about it. No one ever mentioned to me there was chemicals anywhere involved in it, so that's good. Truck could have been empty. I'm not sure. But boy, what a time they had. As they worked to clean all that up. Our friends at Queen City, actually Southern Tire Mart next to Queen City Truck Stop had it burned in my mind. Need your help identifying two suspects. They had a visitor Easter weekend that came to borrow some things like some tires, and they didn't have the right to borrow them. And now again, we can't tell much about the pictures. We can tell that one is taller than the other, but we can tell that's a F-150 there.
It looked like he got a messed up paint job on top.
Yeah, he's missing some paint there off the hood. So if you happen to recognize any of these folks, it's posted on there. You can stare at it a little bit more. This is a dark colored F-150, chrome wheels, chrome side mirrors, and missing paint in the center of the hood. They stole some big truck tires. And those tires are very expensive. They're not cheap. And we'd like to bring these folks who borrow things that aren't theirs to justice.
Yeah, that's
if
right.
that's your truck, you let somebody borrow it over the weekend, you might want to say something.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, because you end up getting blamed for whatever it was, and we don't know the whole truth and nothing but the truth of what went on with that.
Yeah.
But contact them there. They would like to know more about this and what went on at their place. I had another thing that I wanted to show you. I got to scroll down to it because for whatever reason I didn't click on it. Right here. We also had someone pay a little visit over to the Lauderdale County Farm Supply. If you accidentally left your tool to gain access, they'd like for you to swing on by and pick it back up. They've got a prize for you.
Well, they don't have it anymore. I think the FBI come and got it to get the fingerprints off of it. But you can go by and let them know it was you, and they might go a little softer on it.
Yeah, possibly could.
Just say, look, when you get it back, I'll take it.
That's right.
What do I owe you before anybody else gets involved? Might be a smart idea.
Yeah, could be.
Hubba. Things like that happen all the time in the darkness, and we do our best to bring all of that to light so it won't happen to you. It's what that whole thing is about there. As we get ready, Kirby, how many years have you been doing this run for the wall?
I think this is number 10 or 11.
Wow.
That's quite a while there.
It's been, yes, sir. It's been an honor to be able to bring it.
So let's get to the real question: does the Corvette or does the bike pick up more chicks?
Well, you know, Leanne's watching this morning.
I caught him at Walmart.
She's asleep.
Walmart in the parking lot showing off the car, Odie.
Oh,
take a picture of my car.
Well, it's not that I was showing off the car. The fact of the matter is I seen Mr. Scotty Ray standing there holding court at the front door there. See that? And so my car comes sliding up in there, and let me tell you what. I got the court.
You caught his eye, didn't you?
But beautiful car there.
Oh, it is.
It was wonderful. In fact, mine was the first C8 in the area. And
it's sharp.
Let me tell you, when I was actually working on duty, and at the time, and they called me up when it arrived, and they said, "You got to come get your car." And I said, "Well, I'm working right now." And they said, "No, you got to come get your car right now. We don't want nobody touching this car until you take possession. Then you can't blame us for anything."
That's right.
What do you lack? Another 40 years paying for it?
Oh, shoot, let me tell you. And I'm just glad that I got it at the price I got it, because that 40 years, it'd probably be 110 years if I'd have got it the way I wanted it.
Oh man, things of
I had to cut it back.
Sports cars have really gone up.
Oh, they've gone up, and I hate to. If I was to take my car today and go after the one that I would love to have today, that one there is actually almost 3 times the price of what I paid for mine.
You're kidding me.
No. And it only it's got 3 times the horsepower, don't get me wrong, but that thing will only top out at just a little bit more than what mine does.
Yeah. And we're not going to bring up speed.
No, we're not going to bring up speed.
Or how he knows what it
But, I got the base models, my point. And, what do I need to go up for? Just to say that I can.
You look like Sammy Davis Jr. in Cannonball Run.
Yes.
That's what he
I look like him too.
In a priest outfit.
Oh man, I think I'd get in trouble if I did that one.
We'll be right back. We got more coming up at the Scotty Ray Report.
Celebrating our 7th anniversary, Al's Garden and Gift is excited to share the beautiful colors of spring with you. Beautiful bedding and vegetable plants, hanging baskets, roses, ferns, shrubs, and fruit trees to help you enjoy the season. Spruce up lawn and flower beds with fresh sod, mulch, soils, and pine straw. Then brighten your day with unique gifts, candles, gourmet food items, flags, wind chimes, planters, fountains, custom wreaths, and so much more. Spring is here at Al's Garden and Gift. Bloom with happiness.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Scott McQuigg will be playing tomorrow night at Squealers.
Yeah.
Always good entertainment and great music when Scott is there. So come on down and enjoy yourself. I think that gets underway 5:30.
Speaking of Scott McQuigg, he will be performing for the Run for the Wall guys when they get here. Not only will he be doing it, but so will Britt Gully.
I saw Britt yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Y'all seen that new ride Britt's been in?
Yeah.
Man, he has stepped up in the world. Got him an SU and a V. He put all kinds of stuff in the back.
Let me
More
tell
room
you.
in that old truck, huh?
I mistaken him for a coroner there for a minute. There, he had so much room.
He's got more people riding around with him now, though.
He does.
Got him an entourage.
That's right.
Now.
He's got to be able to pack them in there.
Well, they do their concert with Run for the Wall for free. They donate their time.
They
every year
do.
to do that.
They sure
correct?
do. Both of them do it, and they've already told. They called me up and said, "Hey, when are they supposed to be here?" And I told them May 19th, and they're showing up between 3:30 and 4:30. So we get the people out there to the Ag Center to wave us on.
It's a long journey for Brent to get here.
From Cow Creek.
Absolutely. So I got to tell them
Especially
ahead of
that
time, because I got to get in on their schedule. So
You know how that gas on SUVs is, don't you? That's at least one tank full.
Yes, it is. We had an accident last night around exit 151 on the interstate. It was somebody that ran off the road and police couldn't even see the car from the road. She had to make her way out and try to flag people down. She called for help. It wasn't serious injuries, but as we go here to take a look, there's police on scene. And as we go for that look there, you can't park sideways like that.
No, it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Again, exit 150.
Get out of there too.
It was. That was a hike back up the little hill there.
I bet it was.
Fortunately, she's okay.
Well, fortunately, she can make that hike.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're stuck in the car hoping somebody'd see her.
That's right.
Let's go to the Budweiser over to the railroad tracks and 49 there near the co-op.
You can't go that way.
No, and I don't understand.
Yeah, because I see people crossing that bridge every day.
You ever seen anybody do this?
But they never took a hard
no.
left.
Yeah, that's the wrong way there.
Let's take a look here.
I guess he thought that was a street or something.
Maybe it was a shortcut back to Highway 11.
It might have been.
Oh, wait a minute, Highway 19. What is that called down there?
Well, that looked like he got hurt, so that's good.
It was no injuries. The trains were stopped.
That's even better.
So that's what went on there. But
Pride got hurt.
Yeah, I'd say so. That's one of those. Whoops.
Well, how'd you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, and no explanation on that. But we're glad that everybody ended up being okay. A lot of times when you hear the word train and tracks, and how many times have we seen people trying to get away from the cars because you. Always, if your car quits, don't sit in it. Call the police. Get out.
That's right. Get out.
And then call them.
That's right.
We can get phone numbers. We got phone numbers. We can call and say, hey, let's shut down some trains.
That's right. That's right.
All right, let's do a little history test here. Look at him over there.
Oh, now
staring
you get
eyeballing.
this one.
Yeah. She didn't do anything other than a good ship lollipop, did she?
She was probably the youngest
Shirley
famous.
Temple? Yeah. Youngest ever, wasn't she?
Yeah.
1928 there she was born. And, of course, an adorable child.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember what she looked
Became
like.
a politician.
She did she?
Yes, she did.
Like a senator or something like
she
that?
was a senator, I believe.
If it wasn't for music, this guy probably wouldn't have never had a girlfriend.
Probably. That's a long statement.
Dim lights, thick smoke make men look better. That's all we can say. Roy Orbison.
Yeah, Roy.
1936. I just don't think he was he a heartthrob and people?
Well, I think it was his music that was.
Yeah.
Did he have things thrown at him like Elvis did?
Oh, I doubt that.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But it wouldn't matter. He wouldn't have been able to see that stuff anyway.
That's true.
He had a pocket.
He had that boy carried around some binoculars just to be able to see.
He was different. Really, and I know he had other songs, but all I know is Pretty Woman. I don't know anything else by him other than that. So
yeah.
Didn't Elvis Costello look like him, or am I imagining?
Close.
They had a similarity.
I'm not sure they wasn't related.
One of the luckiest men ever has a birthday.
I'll go for that.
He was married to, at the time, probably the sexiest woman alive back in the early 70s. Her name was Farrah.
Oh, yeah, Lee Majors.
That's right. It's his birthday today.
I'll be dangum.
The Fall Guy himself.
Yeah,
of course,
the Fall
he was
Guy.
Married to her for a few years there, and they went their separate ways, and she'd end up with O'Neill, one of those O'Neill boys.
Yeah.
But the Fall Guy.
Ryan O'Neill.
But if you want to see a good show, I mean, you can find them on YouTube. You go back to watch The Fall Guy.
The original good stuff on TV.
Well, we got one of them trucks right here in Meridian.
We sure do.
Yeah.
Looks just like it.
See him at the car show.
Yeah,
Even got the CB antenna.
I know that young man. Yeah, good guy.
A good looking one.
Yeah.
time. It takes an effort to put the trucks together like that.
Yeah, especially get all the stuff together.
Yeah, and he did do that. But one of my favorite shows there. One of the biggest fires that ever happened in the state of Mississippi happened today. 209 people would die in a fire in Mississippi. It would be in Natchez at a dance hall, the Rhythm nightclub. It would catch on fire, and there was just absolutely nothing they could do to save the folks. Not the response time that we have with fire department as we know them now.
Well, we use that in studies while we do our fire investigator school, not just here at the State Fire Academy. When I went to National Fire Academy, we talked about Natchez. A couple of different nightclubs is what's given us a lot of our sprinkler system requirements for that type of occupancy.
Yeah.
Terrible.
I mean, y'all think about 1940, 200 people in a honky-tonk. That's and it was more than that, you know.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And then just trying to get out,
You're getting... Nobody, one thing they push is the way people go to get out of a building is the way they went in it. They don't think about a back door or nothing like that. It's an emergency. I got to get out. I'm going out the way I came in.
Yeah, no one ever looks for the emergency exits.
No. And then with the smoke, you can't see them.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm just wondering, sometime back in that day, they thought that the smoke was part of it, part of the show. Because how many shows today have smoke come out?
There was one that did that. They had pyrotechnics, and they thought that the smoke was part of the show until it was too late. I can't remember
what's his name? Michael Jackson. He ended up getting burnt.
With Pepsi.
Yeah, with Pepsi.
Sure did. Forgot about that. I didn't know this lady because it was before my time. I didn't even know her name until I watched Grease when Rizzo was doing that scene of, well, look at me, I'm Sandra Dee.
That's right.
But folks, Sandra Dee was
something to look at.
She's a beautiful woman, and she was an actress, and I forget when her flame burned out. But she was born on today, and y'all look at this. She was an absolutely gorgeous woman.
She was a pretty lady. She sure was.
Now I can't name the movies, but she was kind of like the goody.
Always the goody.
Yeah, two shoes of that era.
She just looked pretty, but she was a really nice person.
They picked on her a lot there.
They picked on her.
Oh, the plane.
Hey, boss. Here it comes.
There he is.
I can't pronounce his name either, but he was born today.
Hervé Villashave.
Say that one more again.
Hervé, that's his first name, okay, and Villashave.
Okay, how'd you learn that?
Well, I'm half Mexican, remember?
Well, there we go.
I made a bunch of people mad at me now.
Fantasy Island. That was not a bad show.
No, it was actually a pretty good.
Ricardo was the main. Yes, and he peddled Chryslers on the side.
He sure did. The Chrysler LeBaron.
Yes, that was his big car.
I forget what he said about the interior. I can try to remember.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Absolutely.
There's a few of you that know that we're talking about.
That's right.
Back in the day there, Fantasy Island.
Car, red interior.
Come and knock on our door.
Knock on our door.
What was the next line?
We'll be waiting for you.
Where it's hers and hers and his.
And three's company too. That's right.
Joyce DeWitt born on
She was the one with black hair, bro.
Yes, short hair. So, let's just put him on the spot here. Short hair or blonde hair in this? Who was the prettier on the show?
Oh, you know what? I actually thought both of them were gorgeous, but then they went to Terry, the other blonde, to replace.
This is a cop-out. He's not making a choice.
That was right before the
You want to know why? Because I've always been a redhead, man, but now I'm going to get in trouble going home. That's not
if she's still asleep.
Not if she's still asleep, but she's going to hear it later. My first girlfriend was a redhead, so that's why.
And you brought up Terry, the girl that was a nurse.
Replaced Summers.
But Suzanne, she was really still the it of the show.
She was it. She was the one in the movie with. She was driving the white, or was it?
In Cannonball Run?
No,
no, you're lost.
The one that did before Happy Days, the movie.
American Graffiti?
Yes, American Graffiti. She was the one in the.
I didn't know that.
In the Thunderbird. Yes, Suzanne Summers was the driver in the Thunderbird.
The rich Corinthian
the rich,
leather.
and she would go by and everyone stop and watch her go. But she didn't say a single word in the movie. But everyone knew who.
Yeah.
Unlike that black swimsuit, is it?
That's right. That's right.
A little water.
Just a little bit.
Valerie Bertinelli, as we'll remember
Now,
from One Day
I
at a
always
Time.
thought she was beautiful.
She was.
Well, how'd that start out? This is it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the rest of the words for that one.
I think that second picture is right after she got caught paying for her daughter's college.
Yeah, I think
And
so.
not just
No,
the
she,
tuition.
she didn't get caught in that.
Did she?
You're thinking of that girl that was on that other show. This is the one that was married to Van Halen.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, she
You're
was married
thinking
to Van
of
Halen. Sure
Full
was.
House character girl.
Yes, I am. That's
right.
exactly right.
That's right.
Trying to blame an innocent woman for a crime that she did not commit.
That's
They
it.
look
That's it.
similar.
See, that's exactly
One
where our
was-
judicial system is based off of.
Explain to him one was blonde, one was brunette. They didn't look nothing alike.
They were similar. If you took the hair off, they were matchable.
That's right. Yeah, right.
There's a comment that I'm not going to make. I'll mind my own business.
Well, see, that goes back to what you said earlier about that little thin fabric
exactly.
covers the eyes, and they're totally lost.
Yeah.
You discolor their hair, and they're totally
Whole
lost.
nother person.
Whole nother person.
Yeah.
Change color of the hair.
Try that. Go home and say that and see what
But
happens.
here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home and I'm going to turn all this gray into black. That's what I'm going to do.
And then we won't know who you
And
are.
I'm going to put a toupee on.
Lori
Nobody will know it's
McLaughlin
me.
is the name that we were looking for there. That's what you were trying to
Yes.
Who is
yes,
that?
That's her. That Lori McLaughlin.
And she's an absolutely gorgeous lady.
Yes.
She played Jesse's wife or girlfriend on Full House.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And she just happened to pay for her daughter to get in school, like so many of the others did there. I didn't know that this guy, I used to watch him early in his career, and he was a pretty good stand-up comedian.
Yes, he
And
was.
then I watched his show, and I went,
He was funny.
he was like left of left when I watched this show. I don't know if anybody
Okay.
ever watched it, the George
Oh,
Lopez
yeah, George
show.
Lopez.
He's a very
Yes.
left opinionated.
He really is. He sure is.
It's like if there was a fence, he was 3 feet over from it.
His personal belief was a little
You know, I've always.
Well, he's not
truly-
the only one like that.
No, he's not.
He's not the only one like that. It seems like you get in front of the cameras, you change.
But
That's that Hollywood.
That's what it is.
Seriously, with all my heart, I do believe that there's a fence in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what side that you're standing on, there's still the fence in the middle. and
That's
so many
exactly
people miss the truth that goes down the middle.
That's right.
That's my concern for the world. And I can't fix it. I know that.
And it's not just here in America. It's
Y'all
all
gonna have
over
to
the world.
help me pronounce this next guy's name, but y'all remember he was sentenced. He was later commuted. He didn't actually die, but he was today sentenced for the assassination of Bobby Kennedy. Y'all remember?
Sarah.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
how you say it?
Yeah. That's right.
Like Sarah.
Yeah.
That was
And that's
Sirhan.
how you pronounce it, really.
No, that was Sirhan.
Sirhan.
Sarah means life. K-said-I. That means whatever will be, will be. That's exactly what it means.
But there's two different words. I said
That's
it wrong.
two different words. That's Sirhan. That's who that was.
Oh, okay. So I was wrong.
We were wrong here.
That's okay. It's all right.
But
every now and then, as long as you can
Every
admit
now and
it.
then, that's right. Every now and then. I'll admit it.
But he ended up not capital punish was never enacted on that.
Good. Well,
Well, let's
Boy,
see
we
here.
talked about that.
Yeah, we sure did. 79, 78. Oh, that's wrong. Here we go. Let's go to 1981.
wow, I was 21 years old.
Well, I'm down to my last dollar. My friends don't really care. They've all got whiskey, and they don't mind if I share.
That's exactly right.
That
Mr.
woman that I
George
had
Strait.
wrapped around my
That's
finger.
the cowboy king right there.
Just come and
And
whack.
he ain't never been down to his last dollar.
He ain't never going to make it to
And he
his
ain't
last
gonna never
dollar.
make it to his last dollar.
I'm trying to remember. That almost makes. I think that was George Strait's first number one, Unwound.
Oh,
if I remember right. It's been so many years and years ago.
Absolutely.
But, that was right after he got signed, and George, boy,
He just rocketed.
he never
Still
and
hasn't
that's-
come down.
But he never varied from what he was. If you get a mixture of what's right, don't change it just because everybody else changes.
That's right. That's right. And he hasn't changed.
No, I
No,
mean,
not at
He's
all.
still running right down. You
We
know.
watched the CMA. I forgot what we watched it for. We watched it for something special, and he was there.
Yeah.
And when some of these new people got up, the camera went to him, and you could see the disgust.
Oh,
on his
absolutely.
face.
It was.
Absolutely.
Who, what,
Oh, yeah.
where,
Yeah.
where am I at?
I can remember I was about 9 years old, Ken Rainey taught me a lot of bad things in life.
No.
Yeah. Right and wrong, cheating and all that stuff there. Heard it right there on my radio from Ken Rainey. And today would be that day that we would learn about winos. And, well, I'm going to hire a wino to decorate our home. So you'll feel more at home.
Yeah.
David Frizzell
That's right.
released this today.
I'll be dang.
That was a good song.
That was a great song.
Yeah,
In fact, I still do that one on karaoke.
Do you karaoke that one?
I love that song.
Put sawdust on the floor.
That's right.
Serve hard-boiled eggs.
Yeah, hard-boiled eggs. That's right.
And I won't cook
With a
no
sign
more.
point to the bathroom down the hall. Instead of an exit sign.
Yeah. Something about you'd cash his checks.
That's right.
That was right after.
While you're sleeping it off, I'll be
the next morning. Yeah.
That's right.
That was right after the reason God made Oklahoma became such a huge hit with him and Shelley West.
Yeah.
And David, bless his heart, he just wasn't as famous as Lefty, his brother.
Mm-hmm.
But he made a good run there during the 80s with a couple of minor hits. That was one of his bigger ones there, but we remember that. My Baby is American Made. From her silky blonde hair to
Alabama?
No, not
He had that long beard.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Leaving Louisiana in the broad daylight.
Yep.
You ain't never seen a thing till you
Oak Ridge
Cajun
Boys.
man.
That was what I was thinking about. Oak Ridge Boys.
American Made. And that was back during the Bobby Sue.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
And Elvira.
Yes. That was my favorite song. Elvira, because I loved watching her.
My heart's on fire.
For Elvira. She was the most beautiful thing on TV. Cassandra Peterson was her name.
And I have never gone back and read the story of how that song was written. If that Elvira was the one that...
That might have been the reason for that song.
She was very well inspired.
Yeah, she was
you
inspired.
can say that again.
I was inspired. I'll tell you that.
Look at him trying to be politically correct since his wife is listening.
I saw them in concert in 1985.
Where'd you see them at?
Fort A.P. Hill, Virginia, at the National Scout Jamboree.
And I don't know if y'all remember this. Maybe I'm the only one in America that remembers this. They had a song that's really close to Brad Paisley's song. She put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette. Whiskey Lullaby. You remember that one?
No, I think that was before I was country.
Well, that's not been but about 10, 12 years ago, I guess. Time flies.
I heard it.
But it's
if I heard
one of the most haunting stories or songs of Brad Paisley ever. The girl leaves him, and she put him out like the burning end of a midnight cigarette boy. And it goes on to say that he never marries and he drinks himself to death because she left him. But before that, the Oak Ridge Boys had a song called "I'll Be True to You." Do y'all remember this?
Yes.
Okay.
To where she leaves him, and the girl in the song vows to be true to him to the end, and he never comes back. And then she dies alone in a cheap motel surrounded by whiskey, and then he reads her obituary, and he becomes true to her till he dies.
Oh,
he can't forgive himself for what
Just
he
go
did.
fetch me a beer now.
Yeah.
But
there's a tear.
The point of all this is the real life stories.
Yeah.
Things like this do happen to America.
Yes.
Unlike beer and my tailgate and shake that thing now.
That's right.
You can't get a story out of anything that's out there. Luke Combs, you can get some, and this new guy that I really like about the lie song, "I Never Lie." Zach Top. That boy's country and can paint a picture, but it's an art to paint a picture with whatever format you've got, whether it's rock.
Absolutely.
You paint a picture, you got a hit. That's my two words. Our world would be shook in 1985 like it had never been shaken before.
Yeah.
And somebody's pocketbook would pay the price after they learned they had done made a mistake. Because the new Coke, it didn't fly.
That's exactly right.
That was before the internet, but they had the 1-800 number. Call and give us your opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember, that's probably the only number I called and said, "Look, y'all got to change this back.
Get back."
I remember going into Sack and Save and taking the Pepsi challenge. Y'all remember that when they would hire?
Yeah.
And you got to give Pepsi credit. That was a great marketing scheme across America that worked.
50-50 on that.
And that's where the new taste for the new Coke was. They tried to make it more like the Pepsi. But then everybody who didn't want Pepsi, now we're getting it from Coca-Cola too.
Yep.
So they couldn't win for losing.
How clumsy are you? You ever dropped anything that you shouldn't have?
They ain't gonna say.
This would have to be the worst. Say that you were handed something that was worth $500,000, and it was made in 1787, and you're holding it, and you drop it.
No way.
Thomas Jefferson's wine, which had been in a bottle since 1787, was dropped by the wine merchant William. How do you say his name? Socklin.
I can't even see the name.
There you go. How you pronounce
Man.
Socklin, yeah. Oh my God, Chateau Margaux, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, it says possibly belonging to him.
Well,
I mean, hey,
It did till he busted. And he goes, hey, you know, it will possibly have belonged to him. We don't know for sure.
row. Can you imagine?
Did he jump off the bridge after that?
That would make you want to leave town.
Let me get an IOU.
Folks, I had really almost forgotten about this man's name, but he was not. I can remember when I was in high school, his name being brought up a lot. He was the mayor of D.C.
Oh,
he done a lot of things that were kind of shady, and they were so shady that they sent him to prison, Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah, no.
Well, they had a video of him in a hotel.
Marion Barry, that's right. I forgot his name.
He got out of prison today,
mayor.
back in '89. Now, I think he has passed on since then. But that, believe it or not, y'all, some 30-something years ago, that was a really, really big deal in America of what was going on at the time there. Marion Barry there. Let's see here. 1995. Let's go there.
And now you see
It was
people lined up to snap the ball.
Howard Cosell,
yeah.
Oh,
as
Lord,
we would go back to remember him. He passed away today in 1995. What a legend, and of course is one of the most recognizable voices in any sportscaster that ever existed there. This is one of those stories, as we said, sometimes country music paints a story. All started by getting ready to load up the van. You're through playing that night, and somebody leans on the jukebox and it skips.
Oh, yeah. See, that was reason for barroom brawls right there.
There you go.
I put my quarter in, they skipped mine. Ooh.
And
now
somebody,
I gotta wait till the end for it to redo.
And as the old boy leaned against the jukebox and it skipped, somebody goes, "Don't rock the jukebox."
That's right.
And well, the rest is history.
That's right.
Alan Jackson would take it to number one. He released it today, and it would be a number one for him. Don't drop. And if you'll remember, it had Otis in the video. Do y'all remember that? From
He did, sure did.
Vaguely.
The video had a bunch of characters, and Otis was on there before he passed away.
That's right.
I'll be darned.
Go back and watch that.
Yeah, Mr. Barry died in 2014.
So it has been a few years.
He has gone.
Marion Barry, who used to be the mayor of D.C.
Yeah.
There we go there. Got it all figured out. This name, again, years ago during the 80s, you heard it every other day. You heard Reagan talking about him. Y'all remember the name Boris Yeltsin?
Boris Yeltsin, yeah.
Russia. He passed away in 2007 on this date.
Wow.
It's sometimes good to remember all this. This seems like really such a short time ago, the number looking at it, because it seems like it's just a part of our world now.
Yeah.
But the very first one was loaded.
20 years.
YouTube has been here for 20 years.
Yep. The very first clip was uploaded to YouTube.
Can you imagine being that guy that ran YouTube?
He was busy
Oh, yeah.
trying to figure out how to get it up there.
Yeah. Wow.
I'd like to have his money today.
You got that right.
It was me at the zoo. It showed someone standing at the zoo in front of an elephant enclosure in San Diego Zoo. It was the very first one, if you ever want
The
to.
co-founder, Jawed Karim.
Yeah, we can't pronounce his name either.
I think I did pretty good. If that was wrong, send me a letter.
Do you remember one of the... everybody watched Everybody Loves Raymond. I didn't know any of those kids' names that was on there, but one of them passed away today. Sawyer Sweeten, suicide at the age of 19.
I'll be dang.
That was, what a show that was. That was good stuff.
That was.
Oh, Raymond.
I just couldn't get past that dumb brother.
No, I loved the dumb brother. I loved him. That dude. I mean, he just got the butt into everything.
He did.
I mean, his mama was clearly had a favorite, and he wasn't it.
She clearly had a favorite, and she wasn't ashamed to show it.
No, she wasn't.
And tell me that don't happen today.
Everybody knows. There's always that. I mean, let's take the Roberts.
Yeah. Oh,
Ricky. He was the favorite.
Well, he was the baby. Now he was the baby. I got to give him that.
But
there's no
fun.
single ones now.
But you go back, and you're right.
That's right.
Yeah.
But you go back to that to this point in time of that show. The dad, whoever, I can't remember his name right off the top of my head.
Yeah, he played young Frankenstein. He was the monster in that.
Now that I didn't know.
Yes, he was the monster in Young Frankenstein with
But
what's
he
his name?
reminded me so much of Jeff Dunham's character, Walter. You remember
Walter? Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I like me some Walter with Jeff Dunham, the married man.
He's the best.
My wife called and said, "Did you hang up on me?" He said, "I don't know. Did it sound like this?" Click.
We'll be right back.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Doc's Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, we'll travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt, whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need to keep you dry in those wet conditions. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie. And as somebody brought this up, that Walter may look a little bit like
him, just a little bit now.
They walk the same.
Walter is the funniest little character, ventriloquist that I have ever heard in my life.
He sounds good though. You know,
oh yeah.
Every time I've listened to him, he sounded real good.
Didn't Biden have a puppeteer with him?
Oh Lord,
they pull the strings. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. And of course, there's Peanut. I saw somebody mention Peanut. Peanut is good, but I still say Walter. And then what's his name?
I like Peanut. Peanut's good. I like Walter the best.
I kill you.
Yeah, I kill
Ahmed. Ahmed the dead bear.
Ahmed.
And there's a lot of comedians in this world. I ran up on Ron White the other night, and he kind of had done that Foster. What's his name?
Yeah, but he did it real life.
Yeah, he was really drinking up there.
Yeah, Foster Brooks could do it with water.
Yeah, and I can't even repeat what the man said. It was funny, but it was.
You can't repeat that.
No, sir. It was borderline. You just can't go there.
Oh, what's the one that made his money on rednecks?
Jeff?
Yeah, Jeff Foxworthy.
Jeff Foxworthy.
Yeah.
All right, he was roasting
Ron White.
Oh, he goes, I was sitting beside him the other day at a bar, and he ate a peanut, and all you could do is hear it splash.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Oh, man.
Whatever happened to T. Bubba Bechtel? He used to come to Meridian a lot, if you'll remember that. He was on TNN a lot. He judged a lot of contests here. Now, I see there's a lot of people going, who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
And then Cletus C. Judd has gone by the way. That's not funny anymore. It's not a lot of them still out there.
Yeah. Somebody said that he's coming to Silver Star, Old Dunham.
Oh, on a stick.
Yeah,
jalapeno on
the stick.
And he could go from English to Spanish.
That guy is so talented.
And talking with his lips and then with that.
Which one of the characters was it that gave Dunham the heck about the Prius of driving the little Toyota Prius?
Oh, that was
Walter.
Walter.
Yeah.
You drive a Prius.
Yeah, Walter.
Yeah. He said, you stuck your hand out the window and made a left turn.
We need to. If he comes to the Silver Star, we all need to go up to watch this.
We need to bring him on the show.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
I think he'd be good.
That boy is big, y'all.
See, I don't see that happening. Scotty Ray never get a word in.
He'd have to bring Bubba J to the show.
Exactly right. It might make some people mad around here.
Making a left turn.
Bubba J is good. And seriously, you brought up the jalapeno on a stick. That little character.
I love that one, boy. That was good. When I first saw it, I thought about going to die. Especially because it was just the face.
Yeah,
it wasn't the rest of the body like the rest of them. No, it was just the face.
But you think of that. How do people? Because he can do his voice.
Oh, absolutely.
God gives talent to people. It amazes me.
That's not something that's cultivated. No, he actually was born that way.
Oh, has to be.
He's got a bunch of voices running around in his head, and that's
I have a hard time
right there.
Changing my voice when I regular talk, and he can do it without moving.
Without moving his lips.
Yeah.
And you didn't even know he said anything until he moved his lips.
Don't have a clue.
Absolutely.
And you catch yourself watching the dummy. Thinking
he's actually
and you
talking
go back
to you.
and forth,
Well, and you have to consider what they done in high school. Y'all think about that, what they got away with as a kid.
They got their butt whooped in high school is what happened to them.
Oh, Lord. She did it. I didn't do it.
We have a couple cases here if you want to read more about this. The first one, if you want to, in the Neshoba Democrat, if you want to read about this, Philadelphia school sued over sexual assault. We have one story there. We have another story that picked up from Clark County Hot Topics about a former teacher of Clark County that has been arrested for sexual battery. Two of those dealing with school systems. If you want to read more about that,
well, it's here, but you got the one up there in Pennsylvania where the parents are suing about gone to court about the fact that the LGBTQ plus is being force fed to the kids.
Yeah.
Yes, sure.
And the parents got no say so on that.
And there's a case about of having the books, and this may be the same thing. They're having the books
it is.
taken.
That's right. That's right.
And one of the students got up and made one heck of a presentation to the school board. And it was amazing.
Yeah.
Here's one of those sad situations, and we'll remind you, when it's lightning, do not go fishing.
Oh, Lord, don't do that.
This would happen yesterday at Ross Barnett Reservoir, where we would find out that one person was struck while fishing yesterday, and they did die, possibly from Copiah County.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten the name as of yet, but man, that's just sad.
Condolences to the family.
Oh man,
that water attracts that lightning, so
absolutely.
Be careful.
That's just scary.
We have to wish the Lady Tigers good luck here. They're headed off to some travel ball tomorrow for round 2. We wish them luck. Hope they win.
Absolutely.
As always, if your team wins, whatever, if you're in one, just send it to us. We'll be glad to get that up on the page.
Yeah.
Last night we went to the Purple in the Plaza. Paint the purple. I almost went into Peter Piper.
Pick the pepper.
Oh, pick the pepper.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Jalapeno on a stick.
Pick the purple pepper.
A lot of people turned out for
Look
this.
at that Terry and Janie from the preserve.
Absolutely gorgeous there. A lot of people were there last night as we came here. They were setting up, getting everything ready there.
Yeah, sure was. And let me tell you, the food that was not right there, but the restaurants around.
Yeah.
Oh, they did a good thing
right there.
That's right.
I went on down and I found, where's Mr. Gully? He's in this here somewhere. I got to find.
Well, he played at the Brick House.
Yes.
Him and Ford, Glenn Ford. Is that the boy's name?
That's him.
Let me tell you, that young man is talented.
I don't have it on this phone.
He is talented.
You gonna move on up?
Yes, sir. He's gonna move on up.
Go to that, but I went and spent a little time with my daughter in the hospital.
Okay.
And she's doing better. Hopefully get to go home in a couple of days, but still, if y'all would say a prayer for her. She's had a hard few months.
As we go out to the West Lauderdale area, always be cautious because there's usually a cow floating around. And, well, yesterday was no different there. Townsend Birth Road there. He wanted out on the other side. That grass looked good in that gravel. So he just come on out
and got some.
He partook of that yesterday. We got a missing puppy dog. They were hanging up signs. I stopped and talked to this lady, and they sure do miss this pup a whole lot there. Him.
Yes, that's beautiful dog.
That is
right
a beautiful German.
It's Center Hill, Bailey area. She's a female. She's 3.5 years old. There's the telephone number if you happen to see it. They'd love to have their pup back home. We'd love to reunite. I can't sometimes say words.
It's
okay. It's in your coffee.
That's what it is.
Like one more scoop of sugar tomorrow.
Just one more cube.
One more cube.
More coming up with the Scotty Ray Report. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right, good reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we've had our special guest here who's been trying to get out of trouble with his wife since he came in.
He's trying to find a way.
Run for the Wall is coming up next month.
Yes, sir.
In the
May
area.
19th. They should be coming in here 300, 400 strong. The Veterans Appreciation Committee is ready. We have got our act together. We're waiting on them now. So I will be bringing them in on May 19th. I will meet them up first thing in the morning. We'll make our trip, and it'll be great to see folks out there on the overpasses.
Now, which overpasses can you go to? When you get 29th,
yeah,
that's a good
29th,
one. 49th.
Well, the fire department,
Well, 49th
fire
is closed.
department will be out there assisting us with that. The police department will be assisting with, egressing and people getting on the interstate. They'll only shut it down. They'll only shut it down from like 4 o'clock on, and it's only for about 10 minutes, if that. The bikers will come in and they'll go to the ag center, and everything will be going there, and all the volunteer help I can get, it would be much appreciated. The folks that are working don't get paid, but they will get fed.
Well, let me ask you.
And some good
They
food.
will get fed. We having some good chow this
If you
year.
got somebody watching that wants to volunteer to help out with this as they arrive at the Ag Center, who do they call to get in contact with to help y'all out?
Call me. Call Gary Minshew. I do have Gary's number, but Gary's my assistant director.
Yeah.
And he's real good at answering calls, but he's a busy man. He's not like me. He ain't retired. So, but my phone number is 601-938-7523. I'm easy to find. Like someone said earlier, I'm Papa One, or I'm the former Papa One from the police department. You can call down there and they'll give you my number. I have no problem with that.
Talk about logistics.
Oh,
if you live in Morton, on May 18th, this might be when you want to go get your gas, because May 19th, logistics. You got 300 motorcycles pulling into a gas station.
That's exactly right.
To fill up on fuel.
Yeah.
And they do this pretty doggone quick and easy. You got one guy walks in and says, I need some gas. How much? It's coming around the corner.
That's right. But it's already set up.
It's already set up.
I'm the state coordinator for Mississippi for the Run for the Wall, the Southern Route. And so that's one of the things that I had to make sure of is that's why we're stopping in Morton at the truck stop there. They got it already set up for us. They know what's coming, and it's like a well-oiled machine. They come in there, and I mean the bikers know what to do. They already have fuel setup guys that are out there doing all the fueling. The bikers don't even get off their motorcycles, and they get where they need to be, and then they all leave as a group again. And it really happens really fast, 10 minutes tops. So it's amazing that you see that many people get that much gas in so short a time.
Well, that is very good there. Now, again, the number, your number again?
Yes, sir. 601-938-7523.
If you remember that guy waving at you from the Corvette.
That's right.
That's the number to call.
Yeah. Well, if you call that number and I don't answer, leave a message. If I don't know a number, I'll be honest with you, I don't normally answer. So leave me a message. I promise you I'll call you back.
Odie, we got any birthdays?
We got 2 birthdays so far. Yeah, 2. Amy McGee and Tammy Thompson.
Well,
got
how old is that?
birthdays
Did we
today.
get a name on Tammy?
I didn't.
Well,
David wouldn't tell me an age. Smart fella.
Well, those things happen there. We've had a great time this morning. Everybody tuning in, watching. We do appreciate that.
Yeah.
Again, Kirby, thank you for coming in. Former Meridian police officer, Marine, several other things that you've done in life.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and we appreciate your
It's
service.
an honor to serve. So.
He has been. Good fellow there. Known him
Yes,
a long time. He even does the national anthem from time to time. Special events in Meridian.
Well, we got that coming up too, May 26th.
That's right. You'll be back to talk to us about that.
Yes, sir. I'll be back to talk to you about that.
All right. Odie, as we depart this morning, have you got a Bible verse for us?
Well, let's see. We're going to hit this button and see what God's got for us. And he's going to take us to 1 John 5:14. This is the confidence we have in approaching God, that if we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. It doesn't matter the time of day. It doesn't matter where we are. All we've got to do is talk to God, and he does hear us. And if it's his will, he will bless us. All we've got to do is ask him, and ask him into our heart to forgive us of our sins and to walk with him daily. He will always be there. He has never forsaken us. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thursday be here tomorrow. Friday's on the way. Y'all have a safe day. And remember one thing for sure, and that's the love of Jesus Christ, but also the love that we have for each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all for joining us.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.